What's up, guys? Chris from the UK here with another review for you guys. And don't worry, it's a good one. Promised Neverland, chapter 171. My god, this was a good chapter. After what happened in the previous chapter with, Isabella confirming her betrayal of Peter Rattray and Rattray basically running away in a pretty decent symbolism of how a lot of the kids have been running away from the demons and not wanting to die. Peter Rattray starts running away. I mean, look, one thing I want to get clear. Just because I like the symbolism, and if there is actual symbolism and I'm not missing it, I enjoy it. Does that mean I like Ratray's character right now? No. I think he's a horrible villain, honestly. He's basically like a spoiled brat. I hate spoiled brat characters unless they actually become decent characters with real character development. It makes no sense. I don't like him. I don't like him as a villain. He makes a very bad final villain right now. Well, anyway, as this is going on, we also get confirmation, get a bunch of stuff going on in his head that there's got to be a way for him to get out. Stuff like that going through his head, getting knocked out by every turn. Every turn he goes to, he sees a sister or a mother from the farms. Then he finally tries to call the Imperial Guards. Turns out the bridge was blown up when the kids got there, so it'll take a lot of time for them to get through. He also gets a call from the capital that this concerns the public execution of Sonju and Mujuka. So we then cut to the execution platform. And as this is going on, they're about to be executed. Then all of a sudden, the one person we did not expect to show himself up again, because this person was dead, or was he? Grand Duke Levis shows back up. Levis shows up right out of nowhere after everything that happened at Goldie Pond. Basically, practically 2 years since Goldie Pond, he shows back up. That just blew my mind. That was a good thing to put in there. So Levis shows up, basically assessing the situation. So when this happens, basically says about all this Sonju and Mujuka supposedly betraying everyone and killing the queen. And we also get a confirmation that Levis is actually Sonju's brother. That was honestly kind of interesting. I like it. But anyway, moving on. Once he gets up on stage, Levis slashes Sonju really quick and has Sonju's blood in a cup, puts Sonju's blood in a cup and then drinks it. Basically declaring that the blood that you all fear is nothing to be afraid of. He outright says that the corrupt people in the kingdom have been lying to the citizens. That the blood of Mujuka, the evil-blooded, is not evil at all. The blood of Mujuka is actually something really rare. If someone drinks it, they will not degenerate even if they don't eat any humans. And he says that the queen and the aristocrats of the regent houses and their assistants knew all this. They knew all this. So they hunted down the evil-blooded a long time ago, drank her blood, drank down all the evil-blooded's blood, drank them so they wouldn't degenerate, and then spread this whole thing that the evil-blooded was evil. It's poison. You can't have this blood, so that they can justify hunting everyone down, and so that they can monopolize on the farms. In one single speech, Levis manages to rally the people together behind the single truth that the rulers of their kingdom were lying to them. That there was a way for them to stay the way they were without having to resort to eating humans. Through this, Sonju is confused. He's like, why are you doing this, brother? I mean, I knew we didn't. Why is my brother doing this? I knew he didn't like the farms and the systems here, but coming up here to state that we should have Mujuka's blood? He literally up and asks Levis this, like, why would he even do this? And Levis, thinking back to the time in Goldie Pond, him seemingly dying, and he does confirm that he thought it was it as well, but then he wasn't. It's possible that he also had a second core like the queen, or it's possible the kids missed his core, and out of respect for their hunter's instinct and the decent fight that he had in a long time, one of the best fights he had, he probably just let them all go. And as Sonju asked the question, he basically thinks back into his time at Goldie Pond. He thinks back at Emma and all the kids there. And he's like, I guess I just did this on a whim. I personally think that he actually took a liking to Emma and everyone else, and basically, as a sign of respect for what they did, wants to let them do what they hit. Just wants to set them free. If he gets to hunt humans at some point, he'll do it. He doesn't care. He just doesn't like the whole farming system, the fact that the queen had lied to all the people. So with that, Rodri lost his foothold on the capital. Levis rallies the people, and with that, I feel like at this point, Mujuka's going to distribute her blood to everyone. That way they won't have to eat the humans. Levis will take down along with Sonju, will take down all the aristocrats that are trying to kill them. And the demon world will pretty much be at peace. We cut back to Peter Rodri, basically stricken with grief and despair. I mean, obviously, he'd be stricken with grief and despair because all his plans have been foiled. He planned ahead. He acted like such a badass. He put on a brave face. He was like, I knew you were gonna do all this, so I prepared accordingly. And just like that, all of his plans right out the window. He collapses to the ground. He even states that he made his own promise, apparently. But with what's going on now, his promise will be null and void. Then Emma ends up showing up, telling Rodri not to move. But this gives Rodri an idea. Emma made a promise. If I can kill Emma now, then the promise is null and void. And that's pretty much where the chapter ends. So in the next chapter, we'll most likely get kind of a fight between Emma and Rodri. I mean, it'll be an interesting fight. I mean, despite Emma fighting literal demons, Peter Rodri is honestly, this probably wasn't going to be much of a fight. Peter Rodri's probably going to do some kind of deception or some sleazy tricks to try and kill Emma. And it'll be fine. I mean, I did expect that there would be like a final confrontation between the two by the end of the series. So, I'd be fine with it. I don't think Emma's going to kill Peter Rodri. Take him down, most likely. But yeah. This is a pretty decent chapter, honestly. Despite Peter Rodri being... I don't want to say anything about him. I don't like him. But everything else about this chapter I really loved. Going back to Demon Capital to the execution of Sonju and Mujuka, the reveal that Levis was alive and him showing up to save Sonju and Mujuka from being executed, revealing all of the secrets of the kingdom about Mujuka's blood, about the queen and everyone lying to all the citizens. That is great. That was the best part of the chapter by far. But aside from that, Rodri also, in fact, made a promise. I'm curious to see what that promise was in the conditions. I also want to know what Emma's conditions for the promise are. That's the thing. Two promises to the same everlasting being, a godlike being. But there are conditions. So, what was Rodri's promise? What was the condition for Emma's promise? Those are questions we'll most likely get answers to in the next few chapters, and I can't wait for that. Overall, another good chapter for Neverland. Despite having a pretty boring and annoying final villain, honestly, things have been pretty good for this series. I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. I do like this final arc. Things are really wrapping up quite nicely, despite Peter Rodri being a terrible villain. But I do kind of like where the story is going, and having the final confrontation between Peter Rodri and Emma is honestly a good way to cap off the series. And with what the promises for both of them are and their conditions still up in the air, it leaves more room for a few more chapters in order for things to be the way they are. But yeah, what did you guys think of this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Leave comments down below of your thoughts on this chapter. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I update new videos. And with all that said, hope you guys have an awesome day.